there friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Liz, my company is Hello From Liz Mathews, and I'm so excited to be here with you today for a special edition FlossTube video. Today I am going to finally be sharing with you all of my new releases for the Jingle Ball 2024. I've been talking about the Jingle Ball through lots of videos and on Instagram and really everywhere I can because it's an event you do not want to miss if you are a cross stitcher, and it's happening this weekend. I of course am going to link all of the details not only for the ball but for my 8+ new releases in the description box of this video. So if I mention anything or if you're interested in learning more, you can drop that box down and get all of the details there. I am so very excited for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's when the ball starts and continues through. And one of my favorite features of the Jingle Ball, and I think probably one of most of yours as well, are the shopping booths that each of the 12 designers set up for the Jingle Ball. I am honored to be one of the 12 designers. This is my second year, and I have put together a collection of some really festive and fun pieces that I have been sharing on Instagram. I sent out a newsletter that's linked below too. You should definitely grab that if you're interested in any of these pieces. I'm sharing called for materials. There's a freebie and all the details are there. But in these new release videos is where you're going to get the most kind of behind the scenes, the story behind the details about each piece. And I'm really excited to share that with you today. You can still get your Jingle Ball tickets up until the ball ends, I think. So if it comes to be Saturday and you're thinking, oh, I should have gotten a ticket to the ball, you still can. No worries. If you're watching this on Sunday and you say, oh, there's something from Hello From Liz Mathews that I must stitch, I hope there is, you can still get tickets then. So I am of course linking the ticket link in the description box, so everything you need is going to be down there as always. So I have a lot to share with you. There's a lot here, so I am going to dive right in. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment or reach out to me. I'm happy to answer them. I have been talking about the ball for quite a while through this through the last couple regular floss tubes I've done. I've sent out newsletters, there have been Instagram posts, so likely you've already heard of the ball, but if not, check out thejingleball.net to get all the details. I, as I said, am one of the designers and teachers featured in the Jingle Ball this year. And just one more time, this is my class kit. You can still get it until December 4th if you are interested. There's dedicated videos. I'm not going to stay here long, but I just want to share with you Winter Woodland Star. This is the class I'll be teaching, not only telling you how to make a star-shaped pillow, but also how to do this beautiful beaded trim. And as we get into my new releases that will be in the Jingle Ball booth, you might be more inclined to learn this finishing technique. Wink, wink. You'll find out in a couple minutes what I mean. So I wanted to let you know off the bat, because I don't want to forget, as I say, that all of my cross stitch patterns that are in my Jingle Ball booth are only available during the Jingle Ball. They will not be in shops, they will not be general releases for quite a while, so if there's something you want, you must get it during the ball, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't want you to miss anything, and at the Jingle Ball is the only place that you can get it. Also, I'm happy to report that all of my cross stitch patterns are available in PDF form and hard copies. So if you're an international stitcher or you're a digital stitcher, I've got you covered. You can order and download your copy of any of my new releases and older releases for that matter during the ball. The physical patterns are somewhat limited. I don't suspect that we will sell out. You know, I am basing my counts and my availability on last year, and we are happy to fulfill orders as long as as long as they are coming in. I do want to mention that if you order a physical chart, it will ship ASAP, but I cannot guarantee it for Christmas. I cannot guarantee it ships by a specific date. We will have everything out of our hands by probably 2 days after the ball, so that's December 10th. But No promises on the speed of delivery from the US Postal Service. You know how it gets. So just keep that in mind. And of course, all of that is mentioned in my booth welcome description box. But PDF and paper available for all patterns. I definitely wanted to mention that to you. Now, in addition to the charts, told you I had a lot to say. I hope you've grabbed a drink, you're stitching, or maybe a piece of paper if you want to jot anything down. Although, just sign up for the newspaper, then you don't have to write things down. In addition to the 8 designs that I have that I'm going to show you, I have a couple extra bonuses. The first is going to be the remaining kits that I had left over from last year's Jingle Ball class, Festive, Mini Wreath, and Banner. We're going to put a picture in here. This is a full class kit. I taught this last year, and we have a very limited number of kits still available that I can ship out to you. It includes everything you need except for the thread to stitch the banners. I did not include the thread because it's so minimal and it's a great stash busting design. So everything else is included: the fabric, the wreath, the instructions, all the tools. So if you missed this last year or you love this pattern the first time you're seeing it, get the full kit in my booth during the ball. I also, so excited for this, am bringing a new product to the market, and it is what I am calling pillow patches. I was like, what should I call that? Pillow patches. These are printed pieces of fabric that are intended to be put on the back of your pillows. If you are like me, you leave a seam along the back of your pillow. Let me find one here to show you. And it's oftentimes very unsightly, and this is just the perfect way to clean it up. So these pillow patches come in 5 different designs. They are fabric, and they're intended for you to write your name on. I'll give you a close-up of each one of these in just a second. They're intended for you to leave your mark, sign your piece, and then attach it to the back of a pillow or any piece that allows for fabric to be added. So this is fabric, and you can see here I wrote my name, a little Christmas wish, and attached it to the back of this pillow. And I am so excited for you guys to get your hands on these. Let me go through each one and show you. Each is printed on cotton using antique ephemera and images, vintage images that are printed. They each come with a margin that is intended for you. Let's see, I have one somewhere. Oh, I dropped it. They are intended for you to press under the sides and then sew it. I've been known to glue it, sew it, attach it however you like to the back of your pillows. So we have this kind of holly sprig with mistletoe. I just love that. There is a blue kind of spring-like version with snowdrops. This is one of my favorite. I feel like it's very festive, but doesn't have to be reserved for just the holiday season. It's a to and a from, and that's what I used on the back of this pillow. I just think that's so fun. I don't know, this might be my favorite. This is Ship 2. And lastly, we have a very spring floral kind of overhang facade piece. And again, you could write any message or your name in there and put that on the back of any pillows that you might be making. I just love them. I hope you love them too. The package comes with one of each of the 5 designs that I just showed you, and they are ready for you to fully FFO any piece that you might be working on. We're now going to get into my new cross stitch releases for the Jingle Ball 2024, and we are going to start with the Jingle Ball exclusive. This piece is called The Night Before Christmas. You will know why immediately, and it is a biggie. I finished this piece in 2 different ways. I'm starting with the real statement piece. I'm gonna stand back in just a second so you can get a feel for how large this piece is. But as you can see, it captures the first couple lines of the classic Christmas carol, The Night Before Christmas, and I just think it is so fun and festive. Let's stand back here. That is a statement piece for sure. I think I'm gonna put it up behind me while I chat with you about the other pieces. Look how large this is. I have this model stitched on 20 count fabric from Weeks Dye Works. The color is parchment and it is stitched exclusively with DMC 310. It uses 3 strands of thread and it's stitched over 2 threads of linen. How awesome is this? I was able to finish this piece in a prefabricated 18 by 24 inch frame by Michaels. I was like, what is that size again? And it makes such a statement. It is a wow factor for sure. And I just thought in classic black thread was the perfect way to capture the beautiful lines from that Christmas carol. But that's not how I finished it at first. Do you want to see the first finishing? Here it is. This is finished as a scroll. And my inspiration behind this was to create something that looked as if it was a page from the book that was rolled up and just draped over a table or, you know, a cozy spot next to a fire to be told on Christmas Eve or throughout the Christmas holiday. And I think I really captured it. So it is the exact same pattern finished in 2 different ways. You can choose whatever you like best. This version is finished on 40 count fabric, also stitched with DMC 310 using 1 strand of thread. And it is simply stitched with a lot of excess fabric at the bottom. And then that excess fabric was rolled up to create the scroll that you see there. Isn't that so cool? It is such a simple finish, but man, oh man, does this make for the most interesting like conversation starter of a cross stitch piece. I did fray the edges of my fabric to create an even more distressed and antique look. I really wanted to go for old book page. If you were feeling bold, you could do some tea staining on the fabric. I just think this is so fabulous and I cannot wait to put it out for display this Christmas. On the board was just the easiest way to show this off to you so you can see what you create, what you can create. But there it is. Simple monochromatic text stitching that gives you a wow factor no matter how you finish it. Now going back to this piece, I did have the text center started on a piece of oversized fabric when it was stitched, and then I stretched it on an oversized piece of foam core to fit in this oversized frame. Wow, oh wow. I can't wait to hear what you like more, and I really hope that you guys give this finish a shot. It was so easy to finish. Like I said, just use that excess fabric on the bottom to roll and pin into kind of a scroll look. This is Christmas magic, if you ask me. I just think, you know, roaring fire, cup of coffee or cocoa better yet, with this laid out on a table, I think it's awesome. I hope I can say that about my own piece. I think it's good if I feel that way. So I hope that you love it. This is The Night Before Christmas. Next up, we have a set of 2 patterns called Merry and Bright. These pieces were finished as little pillows, and you guessed it, there are pillow patches on the back of these beauties. I'll show you those in just a second. These were originally released as part of the Hello From Liz Mathews membership. They are now available for everyone to get their hands on and stitch, and I just think these are so fun. So fun, in fact, that I created a freebie that I want to make sure you get because it pairs well with the 2 pillows. It is just this little beauty. It uses all of the stars that are found in Merry and Bright, and together with the pattern pack creates such a sweet little trio. So the freebie for this is in the newsletter, which I am linking below. Be sure you get it if you like this pillow or the Merry and Bright set. They use DMC thread to stitch, and they were worked on Albarium linen from Cedar River. I think they turned out so sweet. I will say that the text Merry and Bright is interchangeable between the two borders that you see here. So if you like this border with the word bright in it, swap it. They are sized to do that, and I wanted to make them very versatile. We also need to talk about the beautiful beaded trim that goes around each of these pillows. In this case, I used red beads, and this is the technique that I will be sharing with you in my Jingle Ball class. And this is just another way that that beautiful beading can be used to create something really special. The Merry pillow uses dark green beads to do the same thing. I just love it. And then the mini star pillow uses some gold beads. So I just wanted to share with you how versatile that beaded finishing technique is and in how many ways it can really be used. I just think it makes these pieces pop and makes them just really extra joyful and fun. So this is the pillow that we were looking at earlier. It of course has one of the pillow patches on the back. Again, that is handwritten on the fabric and then are glued. I planned on stitching it down, and I still will, but for time's sake right now, I did just glue this onto the back of my pillow. You wouldn't even know there was a seam under there, which is the point of pillow patches. Bright has that really fun blue patch on the back, and I just wrote my name, signed my work. Love it. And then I don't have one on the back of this guy, but don't forget, if you want to get this, it's in my newsletter as a freebie, linked below, and it accompanies Merry and Bright perfectly. One more look and I'll give you all the details. The stitch count for Merry, which is the slightly bigger pillow, it's 105 wide by 68 high. The stitch count for Bright, 91 wide by 52 high, and again, that's just referring to the different borders, and you can interchange the words within those borders. Uses entirely DMC thread and cross stitch. These are quick stitches, and you can definitely have these done in time for Christmas this year, and I hope that you love them. Moving right along, we now have Festive Mini Trees by Hello From Liz Mathews. I'm kind of known for my larger tree finishes, and we are taking it small and bringing a lot of joy and charm to ornaments and Christmas trees everywhere. These were so much fun to make. I really enjoyed them. They are three-dimensional, finished with fabric on the back, and they include a branch tree trunk, you can see there. The pattern for all four finishes come in the chart pack. You can choose whichever one you like the most and stitch and perhaps gift that this holiday season. We have a repeating ho ho ho. We have a strand of Christmas lights, a bow detail, and then swags of greenery. I'm not sure which one I like the most. I'm curious to hear which one you like. Please let me know. Included in the PDF version of this chart pack, you will have detailed finishing instructions for how to create your own three-dimensional tree. I am also listing them on my website as a freebie. It's under the freebie tab if you would like to get your copy there. But they are really fun to make, and I think they are just so very joyful. They would make the best Christmas ornament gift this year, and I think they are adorable. I did something similar to this in my membership this month. Maybe you saw it in my previous video, but they're really, really so charming, and I think anybody who receives them or even sees them on a tree will have a smile on their face, and I hope that you love them too. They are stitched with DMC thread, and they are approximately 55 wide by 50 inches high. They finish about 3 inches by 3 inches, but then they shrink a little bit as you FFO them. These were all stitched on linen colored linen from Weeks Dye Works, and the sticks came from my own backyard. There's lots of finishing options. There's lots of ways you could decorate with these. I just thought ornaments were perfect for this time of year, and I'll be curious to see how you choose to finish yours. But this pattern pack is called Festive Mini Trees. This announcement should make lots of stitchers happy, and as I just mentioned, I'm kind of known for doing larger tree finishes, like the one I did for the Jingle Ball last year. This is called Santa's Night Tree, and last year this was a class that I taught, and I am pleased to announce that the pattern is available in my booth this year. You guys loved this pattern, and I can understand why. It is a beautiful winter night scene with Santa soaring through the air with his tiny reindeer. And you can now get the chart pack for this tree in my Jingle Ball booth. I know that so many people have messaged me about that, and I am pleased to say it will be available now. This was stitched on Fiber on a Whim's Topaz fabric, which is unfortunately no longer available. A great substitution is Fiber on a Whim's Sapphire linen. I love it. I have stitched so much on Sapphire, and it just makes everything pop, makes your stitching come alive, and I highly recommend it. It was stitched with Weeks Dye Works threads. There is a thoughtful DMC conversion included for any piece that I may mention that has fancy threads listed. I will also include a DMC conversion. And I think this is so festive. I catch myself staring at it and just really loving it so much. Of course, the tree finish is the traditional finish that I do. Likely you heard about it or seen it by now. Very simple and creates quite an impact. The stitch count on this is 152 wide by 151 tall. It is one of the larger trees that I've designed, and this is all cross stitch. It's not fabric. Let me give you a close-up. One of my favorite parts is the moon buried among those clouds. I think that is so, I don't know, kind of indicative of Christmas Eve night. I just love it. I think it's moody, and I absolutely love it. This piece uses both cross stitch and straight stitches to work. Straight stitches in the patch with the date, and also connecting each of the reindeer leading Santa's sleigh through the night sky. I think that's everything I needed to tell you about this piece, but hooray, you can now get Santa's Night Tree in the Jingle Ball booth. Speaking of past Jingle Balls, the Joy ornament that I designed for Jingle Ball 2023 is also something you can pick up in my booth. This is the only piece that is only available as PDF. I do not have printed versions of this, but if you like these Joy ornaments, you can get your hands on a PDF copy during the Jingle Ball. It is the same pattern finished with 2 different fabrics and a couple different thread alterations. Joy is stitched with metallic thread. The text Joy, I should say, is stitched with metallic thread here on the black fabric, whereas in the neutral fabric it is stitched with black thread. And all of the details about either version are included in the PDF that you can get. This was a very simple finish, just in a wooden hoop, and I think it's absolutely charming. I hope you do too. It uses cross stitch and straight stitch to complete, and you might want to add this to your holiday stitching list this year. While we're on the topic of ornaments for the Jingle Ball and the beautiful bauble book that this was included in last year, which, by the way, you can still get in the Jingle Ball booth, in the Jingle, how do I say this? In the Jingle Ball booth this year. I hope that makes sense. The Jingle Ball itself has its own booth, and in it there is the ornament book that these were included in last year. It is chock full of beautiful designs, one each from the 12 designers of Jingle Ball 2023. And of course there is one for this year as well, and I wanted to share with you the pattern that I designed. This is only available in the Jingle Ball 2024 bauble ornament book in the Jingle Ball booth. Here it is. I was inspired by vintage postcards, and this piece heavily utilizes backstitch and straight stitch to create that detailed holly that the cardinal is perched upon. I am so very pleased with how this turned out, and I hope that you enjoy this and think this is interesting and looks fun to stitch as well. Again, you can get this in the bauble book for 2024. There are quite a few beautiful pieces in that book, a few that I would like to stitch myself, and I hope that this is something that might make it to your list. So again, you can find that in the Jingle Ball booth. Okay, we are getting there. We're down to just 3 pieces, and it looks like I am saving my personal favorite for last. So next up, we have Quaker Christmas Star. This shape and finishing will look familiar to you. It is what my Jingle Ball class is going to go over, but I wanted to create a different pattern that utilizes those techniques for the ball. So I did a Quaker Star. This piece includes very traditional Quaker motifs going around the star, including that fun little bird, stitched in different shades of DMC green, and then in the center we have the text Merry Christmas. On the back, of course, we have a pillow patch where I signed my name, and then trimming this star we have lovely scallops of hand beading, again, that we'll be going over in class. I really love this piece. I know that Quaker pieces are very popular, and this is a really rather quick stitch that you could certainly get done this holiday season. I can't stop looking at it. Okay, let me give you the details while you enjoy some eye candy. This was stitched on colored linen from Weeks Dye Works. Again, it uses DMC thread to complete, and the stitch count is 140 wide by 136 stitches high. And you see those Quaker motifs just going all around the star there. And I do love that little bird. This is Quaker Christmas Star. Fa La La is the next piece I am releasing at the ball, and you might have this really fun carol stuck in your head after seeing this piece. I have used Classic Colorworks to create a Christmassy palette showing off 5 hanging ornaments with the text Fa La 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 going across the top and bottom. I'm sorry, I had to do it. I just had to. It's really a fun color palette and looks like such a fun stitch. I wish I would have thought to do a single ornament and finish it as a little pillow before I shot the cover image for this piece, but that's okay. That's something you can do and share a picture with me and tell me how it turns out. I think a single ornament would just be adorable. I love the variegated threads. This is Classic Colorworks used to stitch these ornaments, and I think the slight variegation just makes the ornaments come alive. I think if I were to do a single ornament as a little pillow, I might omit the stitched bow that hangs at the top and do an actual bow in silk thread. I think that would be so cute. But I do really, really think this framed piece is so fun and joyful for the holiday season. Fa La La was originally part of the Tiger Lily Advent box last year. And when I had this model stitched and it came alive, I just fell in love with this piece even more. And I hope that you do too. The stitch count is 141 wide by 75 stitches high, and it was stitched on 36 count Not Another Reproduction fabric by Be Stitch Me fabric. And there's a close-up for you. 2 shades of green, 2 shades of red, and a gold. Last but certainly not least, I have a collaboration that my mom, Kathy Barrick, who is also a cross-stitch designer, and I did together. It is a piece called Holly Wreath, and I am pretty much obsessed with it. I love this so very much. I can't wait to tell you all about it. And I hope that this makes its way to your stitch pile, your stash pile, or just your makes you smile pile, because it certainly does that for me. Holly Wreath includes all of these different shades of holly stems and branches and sprigs that encompass this pale, pale blue house that of course has a very disproportionate cardinal sitting on top. You will find snowflakes surrounding the cardinal, falling all around the house. A little bow at the bottom. Oh, I love it so much. I want to stitch this piece. This was model stitched by Chris Canaday, and I mean, she did an absolutely beautiful job, but this is a piece I would love to stitch myself. It looks like so much fun to work. It uses cross stitches and straight stitches to create each of the holly sprigs. I love that pale blue house. Oh, I can't stop looking at it. Let me give you details while I let you enjoy. It is 161 stitches wide by 164 stitches tall. This was stitched on 32 count wheat linen from Fiber on a Whim with needlepoint ink silk thread, but you know, as always, thoughtful DMC. Conversion is listed. Oh, I just love it. I think I'm gonna hang this up in my house, which is kind of a rarity for me. I don't hang a lot of my own cross-stitch pieces. This might be an exception. Thank you, Mom, for helping me create this beautiful piece. When we do a collaboration, this is probably our 3rd collaboration. One of us will start a piece and we'll send a very rough draft of the pattern to the other. They'll do some addition, some perfecting, send it back. Same thing happens and it goes back and forth until the piece is just perfect. It's such a fun way to work. And I love that the result leaves a little bit of Kathy Barrick's signature on a piece and a little bit of Liz Mathews' signature on a piece. It's a perfect combination and I just love Holly Wreath so much. This fabric was absolutely perfect for showing off those white stitches. Sometimes the white stitches can get lost, so you want to make sure that you have a fabric that allows the white to be seen, because those fun snowflakes really add a lot to the piece. I also love the swags under the windows. Oh, it's so good. I hope that you love it. I really, really, really do. And that, my friends, concludes everything new. I'm putting all the old stuff in there too that I will have in my Jingle Ball 2024 booth. Again, sign up for that newsletter, get the new release information delivered to your inbox. There are thread lists, that freebie, and all of the information that you'll want to know. If any of these pieces caught your eye there, you'll have it in writing. It'll be very easy. Make sure that you get your Jingle Ball ticket because the event starts Friday night. Doors open at in the evening. I don't want to say a time because I don't know it for sure. In the evening when the shopping hall, and then the shopping hall opens at that same time as well. It's just gonna be a fantastic weekend. I can't wait to see you there. I hope that I have delivered something that you really want to get your needles going on soon, and I will see you at the ball. Bye.